right, we are moving through book 2. We are almost at the end of book 2 of our Yoga Sutras. So today we're going to talk about Sutra 252, which is short, but really quite important. I feel like this sutra gives us the answer. It's like, this is what'll happen. It says, as its result, it being pranayama, so as a result of pranayama, the breath work, the veil over the inner light is destroyed. As a result of pranayama, the veil over the inner light is destroyed. Prakasha, that's the light within, is covered by a veil of mental darkness, he says in the explanation. And then he says, what is the best way to remove a veil? By pulling the threads out one by one until it exists no more. The mind is a veil woven of thoughts. It has no substance by itself. Before I read the last part of this passage, which I think is really great, has anybody had this experience? Curious about you guys, like a sense of inner light. Okay, well, so let me read what he says. He actually uses this metaphor of wood. He says wood can be a table, wood can be logs for fire, and the form changes and what it's used for changes, but it's always wood, right? At its essence, it's the same. He says, it's only the appearance that changes. The basis can never be destroyed. Our basis is the self. As long as we identify with the body or mind, we feel we are mortal. Pranayama indirectly helps us to understand the oneness, the never-changing one, because it removes the veil. And, good news, it is an easy practice. Not many people come to meditation class, but hundreds and thousands have come for asanas and pranayamas. So you are special if you're here for meditation. And the pranayama practices, I think of them as kind of a fast track to really understanding some of this. So I have taught over the years different breath practices, including one called, it's really called holotropic breathing. I learned it as effigy breath. And I will tell you that in my training in that and in my own practice of that, I had mind-altering experiences that I saw my whole body as light. And I mean, I didn't go into it with those expectations, which is kind of the trick. But through the really intense breath practice, I was like, oh, I'm a light being, which sounds very woo-woo yoga. And I don't tend to like fall into that side of these practices. I'm more interested in my own experience than just reading like, oh, that's what's going to happen. But I will also share this. I used to teach this practice at the studio. I used to give workshops. And have any of you done this practice with me? No? Okay. Well, I don't teach it anymore. At least not in group settings. And what I'll say is that when I had the experience, it was very cathartic and sort of disturbing in a way. It was something that I needed some guidance around. Like, I'll tell you honestly, I saw more than my body as light. I saw the Virgin of Guadalupe. I saw this guy Moses, not the original Moses, but this guy I know named Moses. I saw the Buddha. I saw Jesus. And I'd never had an experience like that before. And so I was confused and a little bit freaked out. And the person that I learned it from took some time to do some integration work afterwards. But I was still kind of left in a state that was like, I need some help understanding what just happened. Which is partly why in the Yoga Sutras, there's guidance around using caution with pranayama. And there's guidance around, like, I think about, we've been working on this for 2 years now, right? Like, jumping right into the deep end is not the way to go through these practices. So now 2 years in, just working on this one at a time, we're told that we are made of light, right? That once the veil is removed, we will see that actually we'll understand oneness. Well, that's an intriguing possibility. Oneness. At a very scientific level, we learn in school that everything's made of energy. Energy is a vibration. Energy manifests as light. So it's not that big of a reach to think we are energy. And if we understand really the nature of reality, that we'll begin to experience that in our practice. And yoga, breath work, all of those things are steps along the path. And what he says is, we start to put all these tools together and we'll start to really understand our true nature. So we're going to breathe and we're going to practice dharana, aiming our mind in one direction, concentrating. And who knows? Who knows what you'll experience today? Maybe tiredness. Maybe just hunger. But maybe your true nature. That's exciting. All right. So let's do the practice. I'm going to invite us to create a posture that helps us channel our breath, body. I'm grounding my feet, doing something on purpose with my hands. I invite you to do the same. And when you're ready, you can close or lower your eyes. And start with what's here. Your body is here. So sense into your seat, your physical seat. And sense into your feet, legs, hands. Notice your breath. Feel the movement that your breath creates in your body. When you breathe in, picture your breath coming in through your nostrils, rising up through your nasal cavity and descending down towards your lungs. And when you breathe out, picture the breath rising up and out. So the invitation is to visualize your breath coming in and traveling down, and then traveling up and out. The central energy channel of the body, which the yogis call Sushumna, is roughly in line with your spine. So as you breathe in, picture your breath coming in and following that line down towards your seat, and then back up and out. It helps me to picture the breath in my mind's eye, traveling down my spine and then back up. In my practice, it's like a loop. So the breath moves smoothly all the way down to the base of my spine, kind of loops around the bottom and comes back up. Constricting your windpipe to really feel and maybe hear the breath can help. Get in touch with that energy of the breath. Perhaps you allow your attention to travel beyond your Sushumna, down into your limbs, and then back up and out as you breathe out. Perhaps you feel the energy all the way to your extremities, tips of your fingers, your feet. Taking refuge in the energy of you. Maybe for these last moments of your practice, you're just aware of an inner glow. Take a fuller breath. One more time, kind of a clearing. And then open your eyes. Questions, comments, insights, cats? Marcia, please. You're, still muted. Let me see if I can ask to unmute to help you.
I got it. So, we've got a book club and we're reading Byron Katie, and it so much of what this practice this morning is, and it's going to be hard for me to articulate it because it's like I think I see it. How it's a story. Everything we see is a projection of. So, like in this narrative I had read ahead, like it's not a heap of sugar, it's just sugar. So when we see something, if we go down the street, we see something, we name it, my perception might be different than somebody else's. I'm not really explaining what I want to explain, but I need to tell you, when you said feel the energy, my palms went up. And I could even feel the tingling into my fingertips. So my mind is just all over the place, but this was lovely.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. All of these practices teach us to get more aware of what's already there. All right, and we're so clouded over with everything that we've experienced and all of the things that we're told that we should be and have.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get still and maybe get on our mat and breathe, it's like, oh, this is it. Not all the stories that veil our experience of truth. Yeah, you said it. Anybody else?
I just want to say it's so easy to let everything else just, there was such clarity this morning, but that's not what's really going on. Right? It just life comes in, and we need to stop for these moments.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it has been lovely to sit with you. I'll see you next week, if not sooner. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye, all. Have a good day.